when you go into the city, I bring a knife with me. I just have a knife in my backpack or like on my person, just like in case.
Last Christmas, I actually was going to go to Philly, but my parents actually didn't let me because of the rising crime in the city.
Yeah.
So I wasn't allowed to go.
Pickpocketing and thefts, you need to be very careful. So at every moment when you step out, you need to be careful when you are in maybe public places. So you never understand where you have been theft or you have something missing from your pockets.
세계 속의 한국 이야기 전달해드리는 K-이슈 키슈입니다. 샘 리처드 교수는 미국 동부의 명문인 펜실베니아 대학의 사회학과에서 학생들을 가르치고 있는데요. 학생들과 직접 토론하는 수업으로 유명한 교수님의 수업 방식대로 오늘은 교수님께서 한국에서 경험한 휴대폰 분실 사건에 대한 이야기와 한국에서의 경험을 바탕으로 범죄에 대해 생각하였다고 말하며 각 나라의 6명의 학생을 앞으로 나오게 해서 토론하는 수업을 진행하였는데요. 한국 학생들이 얘기하는 것을 보고 나머지 다른 나라 학생들이 깜짝 놀라는 것을 보실 수 있습니다.
So the past 2 weeks I was in Seoul, and what I realized in Seoul a couple of times, several times actually, but had all these experiences that I was reminded of being in different other places in the world. And I was mostly reminded of being in the Middle East, and where I don't ever think about crime. And I'm walking around Seoul at whatever hour of the day or night, never once thinking about crime. And I was reminded, one time, for example, my wife left her phone on a bench, and we're in the middle of the city, right? And then she left and was like, oh man, my phone, but never worried that someone was going to take it. Was just worried that she had to get back there to get it because her phone was going to be sitting on the bench. And being able to be in public and pull a big wad of money out anywhere, and my phone, just having my phone wherever, it's just a non-issue, right? I'm not going to get robbed at all. And what I realized was how much that crime has impacted me. And just here, in most parts of this country, right? State college is a little bit different, but nonetheless, right? How much crime has impacted me. And in different places that I go, how I'm really thinking about it. Just constantly thinking about it, right? But first off, I don't mostly think about crime because I just feel like I just don't think about it consciously because I'm a sociologist and I can read things pretty quickly, but it's in my subconscious. And so we live in it's a relatively safe area, but the safe area is about 4 blocks. And even right outside our door of the apartment building, people get robbed. You know what I mean? You go out with your phone and suddenly someone comes out of nowhere and your phone's gone. And so it's just a constant battle. You get on the Tramsme, you get this kind of overground kind of subway system, and you got to watch at every moment. You're watching, just paying attention to stuff. Non-issue in Korea. Never thought about it. And so what I was thinking is, it'd be really nice to have a conversation about that and to talk a little bit about different parts of the world and how people think about crime and also how we think about guns. So I would like to have a volunteer from preferably in the United States. We need one more volunteer. Somebody who has grown up or lives in a really kind of high crime area where you're thinking about crime all the time. So does anybody want to volunteer on that one? Dude, is that you? All right, man. Dude, so can the volunteers come up and can you all just say something about just who you are and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Shin Young, and just call me Shin, and I'm from South Korea.
I'm from south of China.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm from New York. My name's Christian.
I'm from Bombay, India.
My name's Sarah. I'm from a small town in South Jersey. It's called Hamilton.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Mecca, Saudi Arabia.
How often are you thinking about crime, bro?
I don't really think about crime that much, especially just being from a small town. Hamilton, like, I can't remember the last time something like horrible has happened, but I think, like, say I go outside of Hamilton, I like go to Philly a lot, so sometimes I think about crime there, or if I'm out with my friends, especially being a girl at night, like if I'm going to, say, Target or something, walking in my car alone, that's kind of scary, but in my hometown, I don't think about it very often.
So walking to your car like at night, it's scary. Uh-huh. All right. Do your parents talk about it?
Yeah, last Christmas I actually was going to go to Philly, but my parents actually didn't let me because of the rising like crime in the city.
Yeah?
So I wasn't allowed to go.
Huh. All right. Somebody else.
When you go into the city, I bring a knife with me. I just have a knife in my backpack or like on my person, just like in case. And then also, like stuff started getting stolen from me when I was in school at like a young age. That's just because like I don't know, kids just like to steal, I guess. So like crime was apparent to me a lot of the time, and then like I knew kids in high school that would like break into cars and just like steal, and then like gangs and stuff were prevalent where I lived. So yeah, crime was like on my mind a lot of the time. And like when I went to the city, I would like make sure to put a rubber band around my wallet in my pocket. So if I tried to get pickpocketed, it would like pull out and you'd know that somebody's pulling your wallet out. And I don't know, just like weird stuff that you start to think about when you know there's crime prevalent.
How's crime in China, man?
I would say that growing up in China, we don't really worry about like robbery or like homicide, but pickpocketing definitely like is a concern when you go to like some touristy spots.
A touristy spot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that you can put like a rubber band on your wallet to prevent it from happening. And also I think like nowadays when I think about crime, I think there's definitely like a gender difference. Like girls would be worried at night and because they're
Go ahead.
Yeah, and especially like things like sexual assault, it definitely happens when like late at night, like drunk men would like approach girls and try to, I don't know, like take advantage of them or something. So it's like definitely like a heated debate going on, especially on the internet between like genders. So people talk about like gender-related crimes more often than like robbery or homicide. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Parth, how about you? Like, how often are you thinking about and talking about crime? In Bombay?
Quite often, because considering not all crimes, maybe just highlighting something like pickpocketing and thefts, you need to be very careful. So at every moment when you step out, you need to be careful when you are in maybe public places. So you never understand where you have been theft or you have something missing from your pockets.
And who's committing the crime?
I have never been a victim to it, so I'm not aware about it.
In Mumbai, right? You're walking on the street, and how do you know who to be afraid of or concerned about?
So, well, first, it's not to be afraid of, it's to be like more...
to protect yourself from.
Yeah. So, yeah, the person maybe who follows me or maybe continues to follow me for quite a longer distance. So, we have an idea that there's something going to happen wrong. So, maybe to prevent the further situations.
Yeah. Okay. So for you, the kind of crime would be like crimes of opportunity, like robbery, pickpocket, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Hey, Sarah, by the way, when you think about going, when your parents are saying like, hey, we're not going to let you go into the city, what are they thinking is going to happen?
Probably they just assume the worst. I mean, it's like the media, the news, they show the worst. So I think they just don't want me to be, I guess, like an opportunity for someone, say, to pickpocket or, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess they expect the worst, but I don't want to think about that. But I think they're just looking out for my safety.
Shin, how about you? So in Seoul. So what I was saying about Seoul is that like,
I don't think I think about crime while I'm walking the street.
you don't?
I don't, but just in case, because my town has so many alleys,
Yeah.
so I took like knives just in case.
So you would, instead of taking like a really small alley, you might take a more of a larger street.
Yeah,
Just in case, so what? What do you mean just in case?
in case like sexual assault stuff
So for you, it's, as a woman, it's
as a
that.
woman, but not the robbery or something. I don't think about it.
You never think about it. Yeah. And Ijun, same thing with like that. You're not thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been to Korea. I've been to Seoul before. It's like I would like just leave my bag in public.
Yeah.
I don't worry about people like taking those stuff, but like at night, I think it's like pretty common. Like girls like worry about like sexual assault more
Yeah,
than like
yeah.
pickpocketing and stuff.
Yeah. You know, so the story I gave about Lori and her phone, that you relate to that. Like she left her phone on the bench. What happened was we ended up calling her phone and someone picked it up. And I was with someone who is Korean, so she talked to them. And they said, oh, yeah, no, the phone's right here. Well, and we said, okay, we're going to send her back to get it. And they said, okay, yeah, but we can bring it to you. And we're like, no, that's okay. We'll just come back. It's easier. I mean, it's just like nothing. Sarah, what would it be like for you to be in a city like Seoul where there's...
I think it would definitely be strange, but also like where I'm from specifically, the
Yeah,
small
right.
town, that I could leave my stuff and it'd be fine. But if
Yeah.
I was in a big city, I wouldn't leave it. I was actually I was in Wildwood, New Jersey a couple years ago, and I left my phone in the bathroom for probably about 10 minutes, and I came back and it was gone. So, I mean, that's kind of relatively the same area as me, but like hearing their experiences, it seems like the phone would still be there. So I couldn't imagine that.
교수님의 말씀과 학생들의 토론에서 이야기대로 범죄율이 높은 국가에 살다가 범죄율이 낮은 국가로 여행을 가게 되거나 반대로 범죄율이 낮은 국가에 살다가 범죄율이 높은 국가로 여행을 가게 되면 평소에는 잘 의식하지 못하던 치안과 범죄에 대해 의식할 수 있게 되지요. 키슈의 대학 시절 남미에서 교환학생으로 온 친구가 본인 나라와 다르게 한국은 치안이 좋아서 계속 살고 싶다고 한 것이 기억이 나네요. 오늘은 교수님이 학생들과 각 나라의 범죄와 한국에서의 경험담을 소개하는 강의였습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사드리며 즐겁게 보셨다면 구독과 좋아요 꼭 눌러주시고 빠르게 다양한 세계 속의 한국 이야기로 찾아오겠습니다.